Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for London Clubs Carnage for the first time. We were starting record. We weren't even recording. We were talking backstage, and man, I'm getting cussed out, and I'm like, hold on a second, what's going on? We haven't even started the episode. Big up the casting crew. Big weekend we've just had, and a North London derby as well coming up that we need to talk about. But before we get into everything, because I'm not gonna lie, it's been a mad weekend for everyone. To be honest, I got a lot to say on a lot of stuff. Let's go through. Listen, Toby, talk to me. How you doing? You got the stadium behind you. We dare to do. Looking good.
Yeah, man. Well, it's looking okay, innit? I had a decent result on the weekend. Obviously, we needed to win, and I think we should have won. We did enough to win, but listen, football is unlucky unlucky at times. Hopefully, the luck goes our way this upcoming week. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm chomping at the bit for this week, man.
100%. And Lawless, my brother, back to the Premier League. Welcome back.
Listen, time was good. Look, we just smashed Norwich 4-0. Do you know what I mean? Back in the race for European football.
Oh no, Lawless, come on, man.
We smashed the relegated side 4-0. Oh, it's gonna make up for us getting dumped out by Frankfurt and Aaron Cresswell getting his second red card in the competition. The competition that I said we were going to win, but didn't win. Lost at home, lost away.
No. Listen, we would have
hold
won
that, man. Hold it.
A couple of sausages. What's going on?
Fucking hold it.
I'm not holding nothing.
Oh, Tobs, how dumb was you for that? You said we get knocked out. You fucking wankers, you wasters. I told you ain't winning that cup. I told you, hold that. If Frankfurt wasn't going to do you, one of Rangers and Leipzig was going to do you. So fucking hold that. You deserve
it. You paid off
you
Aaron Cresswell.
You deserve every bit of that.
No.
There'll be no bubbles blowing in Seville. There'll be no bubbles blowing in Seville. There'll be no bubbles blowing. No bubbles blowing. No bubbles blowing in Seville.
Lord.
Are you finished? Yeah,
I am.
I'm just saying there's an asterisk next to it, yeah? And that asterisk name is Aaron Cresswell, because we were dominating that game. And if it weren't for that fall, we would have won. We would have gone on to win it. We would have faced Rangers. We would have slapped Rangers. You know, it's one of those things. When you got someone, again, he should never be probably even on the pitch. Aaron Cresswell in the first place after what he did against Lyon, and we actually played better without him. Completely cost us the game. It's hard for me to forgive him. I can't even look at the guy, to be honest.
Really? You're that pissed? It was such a. I mean, listen, we'll get into it, but before we do, damn Pots, bro. You good?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, win at the weekend. Do you know what I'm saying? Looking good. Everything's all looking rosy over there. Big game, coming up. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, but we have been here before, man. I've felt rosy at times this season, and then it's all come crashing down. So with only a few games left, surely we can't come crashing down again. But it wouldn't surprise me the way things go in this game. But I'm good, man. It's just funny listening to these two crease me up, man. It's just like neither of them. They're so desperate to win something, aren't they? Between them, it's just like funny listening to both banter. Me and Matisse can just sit here. You know, we're used to winning stuff, so we can just sit here.
Do you know what? Do you know what? What I should start doing is I should start introducing you
first.
And
Matisse.
I should start.
Don't ever bucket yourself into Matisse's bracket, please. Never do that again.
Listen, we've won trophies. We've won trophies. We've won trophies in my era, Tobes. You can't do it, mate. You can't do it.
You won a trophy, you got worse. So don't compare yourself to Matisse.
Every year we've won a trophy.
Every year you won a trophy, you got worse.
That's enough. Every year we've won a trophy. Every year we've won a trophy. That's enough for me.
I'm going to start introducing Pots first and then going over to the right, because this is where the arguments start.
That is some shamelessness, though, there. Me and Matisse, like,
Champions League winners.
Champions League. Listen. We've won stuff in my era that I can be proud of. You guys have not. It's facts. Right. So Matisse has won stuff in his era. I've won stuff in my era. You two are still waiting for it. It's facts.
We've won stuff. Spurs have won stuff in my era. What are you talking about?
What have you won? Two League Cups.
Yeah, and at least I saw it. I was a Spurs fan. The first one. Forget about the second one or the one before, the one in 1999. I'm talking about the one in 2008. I celebrated that. I lived that.
So, okay, well, I'm pleased for you. I'm pleased for you.
Wow, what force! What a period of success.
What have you won in the top flight? Where's your trophy that you can talk about in the top flight that you were allowed for?
they're coming.
They're coming, you know.
Everything comes
They're
around.
coming.
Yeah, we're gonna
He
get.
has to get relegated. He has to get relegated to get.
I'm not
to
gonna
get
lie
into
to you.
Europe.
The Europa League was a serious opportunity. This is where we're gonna start, right? Because Rangers are in the final. It could have been an all British final. It could have been mad. Dan. It could have been. That was the one. How are you feeling after you spoke about you're never going to be able to look at Cresswell again? Talk to me. How was you feeling? Because for me, he's the last man. It was such a stupid decision. Like if he could have just maybe got goal side, held the defender up, tried to shield and body and just pause the situation, and then maybe potentially some cover could have came. But he just tried to win the ball, failed massively, and then the whole tie was done. I mean, how do you feel? Bro?
Idiotic, mate. Idiotic. That's what it was.
It was idiotic because you look at it, it's not like, you know, someone like they panic and they do a rash challenge and they just go diving in sometimes. They shit themselves and do just a crazy challenge. He's sitting there multiple times, pulling his shirt, pulling his arm, wrestling with him, doing stuff you know you're not allowed to do. You're the last man. And you're sitting there doing all this stuff. There's VAR. It's not like you can do it and go, if the ref don't see, I'll give a little shirt pull and that will stop him and the ref won't see that. There's VAR now. You can't get away with any of this shit. And the fact that he did that, like, I would rather have him let the guy score.
Yeah.
And we have 11 men on the pitch. We have a better chance of going on to win that game. We was on top. We was dominating. And they had one ball come over the top. Yeah, there's no quotations about it. If you have eyes, you can see we was on top. One ball over the top. Cresswell, okay, Dawson and Diop were high up the pitch. Left Cresswell back. But listen, just don't touch him. Like exactly what Matisse said. And what he's done is got sent off, changes the game completely. All of our momentum, all of our possession, all of our attack just gone. And now we're on the back foot now when we need to chase the game. It was just sickening. And I don't understand some of our fan base, man. I had so many arguments with people who was like, oh, but it's just a mistake. Forgive him. Da, da, da. If it would have been Masuaku, he would have been crucified for that. If it had been Masuaku. Yeah, if Diop done something like that. It's certain players, just because it's Cresswell, he's been here a long time, this, that, and the other. People want to look past it. No. Like, he's done it too many times now, these rash challenges. And I've been saying for ages we need to upgrade that position. So we're going to get a top left back in the summer, and then we have to go again. But we have to get into the six. Man,
I always thought people rated Cresswell highly, and he could be potentially in the England squads, and he was good enough, and he had great.
Yeah, delivery all fine and dandy. Defensively, he's been a liability at times for us. And there's so many times where we've conceded goals, and I'm looking at Cresswell. And that is the issue. Masuaku's similar. Going forward, you know, quality, can't defend. We need a left back who does both, who we can rely on. But that's just, you don't even have to be a good defender for that. You know, you can be a shit left back. You can be terrible. Just don't make the stupid decision that you made. It's just that pure and simple.
Was you amazed, Lawless, that the referee didn't give that to start with? I was like, what the hell's going on here? Like, that was so obvious to me. Like, he gave a yellow, didn't he? I was like, what the hell was he looking at?
Decision.
No, but I think from his perspective, if you actually look at it, Cresswell's not doing one of them long, overt shirt pulls. It looks like there's a little bit of shoulder in and muscle in for the ball. From that perspective, when you see it fast and that in real time.
No, but the point we're making is, if you're given a yellow, if you have conviction that you're booking, it's a bookable offense, then you have to send him off because he's literally the last man. He's the only difference between the attacker getting a clear chance on goal. And if you think he's been impeded, why are you booking him with a yellow card? Send him off.
I think how you impede it matters. I think if you're genuinely making an attempt for the ball, we had this debate.
It doesn't matter. No.
We had this debate with the Lukaku Dawson. We had that. You guys all said because he didn't make an attempt for the ball, he must go off because of the whole double jeopardy thing. If Cresswell is trying to get in front of him, which you're like, you know, and get his shoulder past him, and maybe he's used a little bit too much force, but he's trying to get the ball from him. Then okay, you give a yellow, but he's obviously looked at it.
Yeah, that double jeopardy thing is inside the box. It's inside the box. This was outside the box.
Well, either way, but I'm saying
this was outside the box.
What I'm saying is, if he's made an attempt for the ball genuinely and played the ball and not the man, then you give him a yellow. I think
I
that's
don't really
fair.
get why we're debating it. There's literally no debate to be had here. It was it was probably one of the most
I'm not
blatant
saying
red cards I've
Well,
seen this calendar year. It was, and the fact that every single person had the same reaction, like we all said it. How the fuck is that not a red card? Like, what is this referee playing at? Some things you don't actually need VAR for. You can see that in real time. It's a red card.
It is.
Simple.
We're not on the pitch. We can't see the perspectives and all that. We got our little camera angles and
Respect
shit.
is hype, man. He's right in front of it. He can see it.
You know what I mean? It's just one of them.
But
But
that's what VAR is there for, right? So VAR is there to
and then
right
our
the
manager
wrongs.
gets sent off as well. Like we lose our manager. Moyes, obviously his head was gone at that point.
I better see. They better find Declan Rice as well. I don't know what he was bitching and moaning about.
Afterwards.
What's he bitching and moaning about? You complain at your player who got himself stupidly sent off.
Yeah.
But
What's he
listen,
bitching about?
what do you mean? What's he? All players do it. We just don't get to see it on camera like a lot.
No. But he was. Listen, you know. Let me rephrase. He's allowed to bitch. Listen, you've just lost the semi-final. Of course, you're going to be angry. But he's taking out his frustrations on the ref. I'm like, the ref isn't why you've not won this game. Look to your team. Look to Cresswell.
Yeah, but the ref could have just allowed us.
I didn't
Look
actually
to
see
yourself.
this.
Look to yourself and your team that couldn't beat them at your ground.
But this is what I've said. Yeah, this is what I think because Rice said he believes
You
that was
lot genuinely could have won this competition.
we could have, man.
It's mad.
But Ben Johnson should have started. He should have started, and we looked better when he come on. So Moyes has to take some stick for it, but ultimately it's Cresswell, and it's just it's so. I would have dropped him, and the fact that he was there playing against Norwich, I was just like, boy, I was just pissed.
Is that a common theme around the fan base? They're just pissed with Cresswell right now.
No, I think it's mixed because there's some like, oh, we got to get behind him, and you can't dig him out. We win as a team, we lose as a team, and it's bullshit. Our fan base, gave Antonio more shit when he didn't hold the ball in the corner and put a cross in, which made us go and draw the game against Palace in the league than they did against Cresswell, who cost us a place in the final. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Antonio.
Did you feel?
Good.
Did you feel more? Did you kind of feel proud of your team though, Lawless? Because like I felt a bit sorry in a way that like literally Cresswell just decided to do that and then throw you out the competition. Because I actually thought you played pretty well. I saw some of the fight in your team. I thought Antonio was a beast. I thought there was some real good performances from individuals. So you must leave feeling obviously angry and frustrated at one player for doing the madness. But actually, I don't think you were embarrassed. I don't think it was like, oh my God, we've gone out. And like, I think some people would think West Ham perhaps would have. Do you know what I mean? In a competition that you're not known for doing amazingly well in Europe. I think you could be pretty proud, mate, still this season, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Like, obviously, look, it's been an uphill battle. We've had a small squad, where we didn't invest in key areas, and we've been able to, stay higher up the table and go far in the Europa League. We've had some decisions, where we're in the tournament where we have had players sent off and go down to 10 men. And we weathered the storm, key injuries. We just kept going. Every time there was an obstacle, we kept moving forward. We get to the semi-final against a good Frankfurt team. One clown costs us, but we're still here now competing to try and get back in there. If we get sixth and you say we got to the semi-final and we get sixth place finish, that's an incredible season. Like, that's real progress for us to get sixth last season, finish sixth again, and then get into a European semi-final. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that's you. I think we got to the quarterfinals of the League Cup as well. So, with a squad as small as ours, that's an amazing achievement. So, I just hope we get that sixth place. It's going to be tough, but hopefully, Man United are so bad that they're going to struggle against Vieira's boys, and we have a say in this title race.
Yeah, they've only got one game left, 37. I think I'm going to pull up the league table, but it looks like you guys. I mean, I know you've got Man City as well, which is obviously a little bit of a problem.
It's Mark Noble's last game though, so magic is there to happen.
What is your last remaining fixtures there, Lawless? What's your last remaining fixtures?
It's Man City, then Brighton.
Man said magic is due to happen. As if Mark Noble is this English legend.
Yeah, he is. He's a
He's
legend in this game.
He's a West Ham legend. He's not an English legend.
He's a PL legend, mate. He's a PL
Guys,
legend.
I've got a call. 1 sec. I'll call you back.
No problem.
I'm gonna come back on 1 sec.
No problem. Mark Noble.
I mean,
so you've got Man City, and then you've got who? Sorry, Lawless?
Brighton.
and they got a game in hand over Man United, and they've got a much better goal difference. It's tight, but that Man City clash is not helpful.
It's not.
You need Palace to either you're going to take something off City or you need Palace to beat Man United.
I feel like
they're more than capable of doing that, but
yeah,
it's in your hands to do this. But it's the fact that you've got Man City at home is the problem.
Our Man City game will be their third game in 1 week. So I'm hoping that they get a little bit fatigued. I know they've got a big squad to rotate, but I feel like because it's Noble's last home game, the players will be up for it. We beat Liverpool at home this season. We beat Chelsea this season when they were good.
They have injuries. Diaz, Stones.
Yeah, so
out.
It's possible. It's not likely, but I'm not ruling it out. But even if we was to get a point there and 3 at Brighton, who we haven't beaten since they've been promoted, but now it's time to do that. In fact, even if we lost to Man City and we beat Brighton and they lost to Palace, like there's different ways it can happen.
Yeah.
I just need Palace to do the thing and beat them, and then it just gives us that flexibility.
Lawless, would you rather come 7th or 8th, bruv?
Do you know what? I would come 7th just because I know like everyone's like, it's the Conference League, but it gives us another route into the Europa League. Yeah, basically, and then we can win a trophy. I know no one respects it right now; it's all new in that, but we can at least get that little feeling of okay, we're in this cup final, this European Cup final. We get that, and then it maybe can push us on. You know what I mean? So it's something to win. It's going to be shit. Like all the first rounds, all the group stages, and all of that are going to be dead. But when you start getting to later stages, like you're playing the likes of the Romas, the Napolis. And teams like that, that's when it gets a little bit exciting. You know, you could see Leicester actually starting to get into it. But, obviously they got knocked out in the end. But I want to finish as high as possible. Anytime.
It's difficult one, knowing it, because like when we finished 8th, we were out of everything, and I was like, do you know what? I'm cool with that, because just a year playing 1 game a week. Maybe West Ham, if you had 1 game a week this season, what would it have been like? I know you would have taken that European glory away from it. Could you have actually had a chance at top 4? It's like a question we won't know now. But I just think if you were 8th next season, where could you be? Sorry, Matisse.
I feel like a team like West Ham should always want to be in Europe. You know, even Europa League. I don't think they're currently in a position where they should be ditching Europa League for trying to get Champions League. I think they should be enjoying the Europa League. They should be trying to win the Europa League. They should be using the Europa League as a method of, this is why we need a big squad. This is how we attract players. This is, that's the next step for them. I think is to consistently keep making the Europa League. I think after the season they've had in comparison to Man United, I think they deserve Europa League football, maybe more than Man United do. And their aim should definitely be to try and get in that top 6 and be in the Europa League again, because the run that they've just had is made. Like, you can't take that run away from West Ham, because that's like some of the best moments their fan base has had. Some of them that are supporting in terms of the win in Seville and all these things. So I think for them, they just would want more nights like that. The more games that you can play in the Europa League, the better. I think if you're West Ham, especially with the teams dropping off in the Champions League, and then the reward that you get from the Europa League as well, it's ridiculous. Like Europa League right now, no one can turn their nose up at it really, because it gives you another route to the Champions League. Yeah,
no one can. Like I said, once you like to win it, like you'd rather get in the Champions League by winning the Europa League.
Yeah.
But even if I look at the Conference League, you'd think that we would be able to rotate a little bit more in the conference. I wouldn't try and do what Spurs did completely in them early rounds, but we wouldn't expect to have to go like full strength in it, and we should be able to get to the later stages without that. By actually playing some squad players and maybe giving some youngsters a chance, more games for them to come through. I really want to see some youth We've got some really good youth coming in. We're second in the under 23s league, PL2, so they're looking good. So even the conference could be a real positive for us next season. But yeah, the transfer window is huge, man. I'm hearing it's 150 million. That's, you know how I know we've made it, yeah, is that there's articles coming out saying we've got a war chest. Used to be you'd only hear like Arsenal and Man United get war chests. Now West Ham are getting these war chests.
Do you believe them though? Do you believe that you're gonna have the summer that you need to have? Because you need to have a proper summer. You need. I don't even be watching you guys every week, and I already know what positions you need. You need a centre mid. You need a left. Well, you just told me you need a left back. I didn't know you needed a left back. I would say you need a centre back, a centre mid, and a striker in the whole spine of top class players.
They definitely need a left back. Cresswell's what, like 31?
Oh, is
32.
he? Oh, okay.
32, and Masuaku basically isn't a left back.
Yeah.
Cresswell's good. He's good at crossing and free kicks, but he's not a good defender. He's had good moments for West Ham, and to be fair to him, he's played relatively well for West Ham the last 2 seasons. But I don't consider Cresswell a good all round left back personally.
I'm not feeling these Ollie Watkins 50 million stories that I'm
50?
hearing. 50?
What?
Jesus.
Yeah.
50 million for Ollie Watkins.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Like I would actually rather just take Nketiah on a free than spend 50 million for Watkins, even though that don't excite me.
Who says he wants to come to you?
Well, where's he? Where else? Where's he going to go?
Arsenal wanted to tie him down to a new contract, and he turned it down.
If Nketiah doesn't, yeah, but that's because he wants to play football. If Nketiah is rejecting West Ham, I'd be shocked. I think it's a great move.
It could
I
be.
think it's a brilliant move for Nketiah. I don't think you're getting a better club than that. Like that's.
I don't think.
He could just stay at Arsenal.
No, he's not going to stay at Arsenal. He's already said he's
No,
not
but
staying
he
at
could.
Arsenal.
You said he's not.
Yeah, but if he stayed at Arsenal, he would then be on the
Arsenal.
bench because Arsenal are going to get a new striker. So
yeah, but Arsenal, if Arsenal are in Champions League football next season, and the manager has seen that when he's given you the opportunity to play, you've bagged, then you're going to get minutes next season. Arsenal.
Would you rather be on the bench for Arsenal or start at West Ham in Europa League or be on the bench?
It's going to be okay, cool. Yeah, he could be the main guy for West Ham, but with Arsenal, he'll still get a sufficient amount of games.
I think he wants to be a starter. I think that's the whole reason why they're in this predicament is because Nketiah wants to start. I mean, Dan Potts, you let us know. Maybe we're bugging.
Listen, I don't know why we're discussing this. Like the West Ham want Eddie Nketiah as a number 9. No, is the answer. I can tell you that now. And Eddie Nketiah, let's be honest, is probably going to go and play his football somewhere lower division than West Ham. Listen, he's done really well in the last few weeks, Eddie. He's got to be given the credit and fair play to him. He's run around, he's been intense, and he scored some goals. But do you really think that what you've seen enough this season is that he can lead the line at West Ham? For me, no. But maybe Lawless be all right with that. I wouldn't be.
I would say no, because we need 2 strikers. So if he's coming in for free, like I'm saying like, but what I'm saying is if our choices were Nketiah for free or spend 50 mil on Watkins, yeah, it's not my money. But Watkins, he had that one season he scored 16 goals in 40 games for Villa the first season. Now we scored like 10 in 32 or something.
Yeah, I don't think
he's gonna be that 50 mil striker. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather just go and get an Nketiah. But I feel Tobs is waffling a bit because he's saying like how Nketiah is going to get games where he'll start for Arsenal next season. Listen, Arsenal, they're going to get their new striker. They're going to need to go full strength in the Champions League and the Premier League. The only way Nketiah is starting is them early League Cup rounds and early FA Cup if you draw some lower teams and stuff like that. He ain't going to be starting no Prem and Champions League games. So... like I said, but I'm not sitting here like begging that we get Nketiah, but no, like if he has to be second choice if he does come. But again, that's why he won't come because no, we can't be dealing with that. But we're going to be linked with every striker going. But
are you?
Yeah, we always are. We're always linked with every striker going. What are you talking about?
Really?
Yeah.
Such as
what? Such as?
I don't think you mean like every striker going in terms of like the Haalands and the Darwin Núñez's. I think you mean like every striker going that's of that caliber, like below.
Why don't you go get Batshuayi? I saw you lot wanted him a couple of years back.
Oh, Batshuayi can do one, mate. That guy's
please, I will, bro. 5 million, bro. What? Let's do this.
He's a better striker than Antonio. He is
better striker than Antonio.
He'll score more goals than
he couldn't even score goals for Palace. He couldn't even get in front of Benteke.
Bro, if I show you his Dortmund
He scored
highlight
6
reel,
in what, 13 for Palace?
if I show you his Dortmund
well,
highlight reel, you will buy him today.
Yeah, everyone looks good on their highlight reel, don't they? Everyone looks good. But yeah,
God.
none of these about Batshuayi. So
Striker's an interesting one for West Ham though, because there is a couple of names, but I'm not so sure who you want, Lawless. But obviously there's a couple of names.
Broja obviously is like we
Yeah,
keep
bro.
and I can't see Chelsea selling him. I just
Don't
can't.
think they'll sell him. No.
I have no idea what we're gonna do. But why is Toby laughing?
Because Chelsea aren't going to sell him. And if they do, they're going to sell him for big dough.
Unless it's a
Maybe we'll pay
part
big
exchange
dough,
for
'cause we got
Declan
Walker.
Rice. Unless it ends up being part exchange for Declan Rice, because we all know that link's been there for a long time as well. Tuchel and Declan there hugging at the end of the game, Chelsea versus West Ham. I don't know. But listen,
can we say if we get Broja, Tobs is back in the mud? Yeah, it makes up for the Europa League stuff. So
I don't know. I don't know about all that. I don't know about
Yeah,
all
if you
that.
get Broja, I'm just saying that. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know about all that. I don't know. Speaking of
Look at this
Nketiah,
guy
though.
clutching his straws. Clutching.
Speaking
Lawless
of
wants
Nketiah,
Tobes
obviously,
in the mud.
he got his.
Sorry, go on, Matisse.
He got his 2 goals. I watched the Arsenal game actually. Can I just say, because I remember me and Lee used to argue about this all the time about Ødegaard, and maybe you're just slagging him off a bit too early, give him a bit of time. Ødegaard was really, really, really entertaining to watch in that match. He was, for me, the favorite player to watch. Martinelli was good as well. Nketiah got the 2 goals, but I thought Ødegaard was ridiculous. This little back heel that he loves to do, the little swivel. This guy is when he's at his best and he's feeling comfortable on the football pitch, at the carpet or whatever you want to call it. The guy really does show some very high IQ on the ball. He really does. He keeps everything so smooth. You know, the way that he's just able to just keep the momentum of the attack going, and he doesn't slow things down. If he has to do it one touch, he's able to knock it around the corner. I was very impressed with Ødegaard, man. It was a very good performance. I know 2-1 looks like a tight game, but it was a pretty comfortable day for Arsenal. From the moment the goalkeeper decided to have a howler, I don't know what he's doing for Leeds there. Leeds look like they want to get relegated. It was game over. What did you make of Arsenal's performance?
Yeah, I thought it was a nervy 10 minutes that wasn't needed to be nervy, because we should have been in control, to be honest. And I did feel nervy, even though they were down to 10 men. Sometimes when teams go down to 10 men for whatever reason, it's hard to break them down, hard to beat them. And I thought that when it was like 2-0, 10 men, here we go, let's try and get our goal difference back up. And it was the complete opposite. I thought the second half was actually quite poor from Arsenal's point of view, but the first half I thought we were exceptional. I know the goalkeeper made it very easy for Nketiah, but the second goal was a really well-worked goal. I agree with you, Matisse. Ødegaard's a player that's proved me wrong since 2022. I think he's probably been Arsenal's best player, and certainly one of the most consistent. I know Lee Gunner's not a big fan of him, and to be honest, I was in that category at the first time that we bought him. I thought, he looks all right. I don't really get the hype, but he looks quite a nice footballer, but I don't see any goals or assists. Now what we're seeing is more goals and assists, but also we're seeing instrumental play from midfield. The guy is so creative. He's really good to watch. He looks silky. He looks technically gifted, and I think he's a player that can drive us on. Also, what I like about Martin... Yeah, and a lot of people are saying that. Now, I would have given it to Kieran Tierney, but for his injury record, it just doesn't seem to me that he can stay on the pitch. Even with 1 game a week this season, he's proved that his injury record's not great. So it's probably going to go to Martin Ødegaard. And I was a bit like question marks over that to start with. I thought, I don't really see the command. I don't really see the leadership. Actually, I see a leadership role in very, very different way. It seems to be that he's got more of a drive and a togetherness of the players. He's G'ing players up. He's the one who's always in front of the ref. He's the one who's always going up to players and talking to them. He's not barking orders. He's not like a Gabriel or a Tierney in that respect, but actually in a different way in terms of a leadership role. I think he would be actually quite a good candidate, to be honest with you. And he's certainly been one of our most consistent and best performers in the 2022. What I will say about this game as well is that, I mean, I don't know what the hell that tackle was all about from Luke Ayling. I mean, that completely ruined the game as far as Leeds were concerned as well. The keeper did his best to ruin it, and so did he. Yeah. But actually, what was quite worrying was how they looked like the team with 11 men, like for the parts of the second half, but towards the last 10 minutes. They were throwing everything into the box. They were doing corners, making us nervous. That was a little bit worrying as far as Arsenal's performances are concerned. However, having said that, I think it was a pretty comfortable performance. And I have to big up Eddie as well, Matisse, for the pure fact that I've not believed he's been good enough, and I know for a fact that he probably isn't good enough to lead our line. But when he's been called upon, he's done more than Lacazette. Lacazette, I was calling for this bozo to be dropped for about 9 weeks in a row. Finally saw the back of him, and then we get Eddie Nketiah's pace. And although he might not be the finished article, and he's not as clinical in front of goal as perhaps somebody like Aubameyang was in his time at Arsenal, I do feel like he's done really well in the last few games, and he deserves credit. And I've got to give credit to the manager, actually, because, I haven't been 100% convinced. But these last 4 games, I mean, to show what we have done with El Neni, Rob Holding, Eddie Nketiah, without some of our key players, you have to give the players credit, but also you have to give the manager credit. And he's been toying with this Tavares situation at left back, which he's not been a fan of. And I thought he was exceptional tactically to put Tomiyasu there, who I think has been class. Absolute class signing. Like, if he would have stayed fit, I think he probably would have been one of our players of the season. Certainly signing of the season. For me, he's been so good at right back and left back. Aerially, he's a threat. Great tackler. Great one-on-one. Disciplined. Keeps his head. Great positionally. I think
he's like an old-fashioned fullback, isn't he? He just does his job. He's not glitz and glamour going forward. He's not going to give you too much going that way. But he just does his job, and I feel like it's good balance, isn't it, to have?
He's got tech though.
Yeah,
I like Tommy. He's a really good player.
Yeah, I've been a real fan, and considering that we were looking at Emerson and obviously Tottenham, where I think Tottenham were looking at Tomiyasu as well, I didn't really know much about either of them, but certainly it looks like we've got the better out of the two. Tomiyasu looks like a great find, so I'm really, really happy with what I saw in terms of defensively against us, because I think we've got have had 3 of our back 4 out for most of the last 6 to 7 weeks. No Tierney, no Tomiyasu, who's now just come back. And of course, we've had Ben White, who was had a knock as well. So Rob Holding coming in, Cedric coming in, Tomiyasu coming in at left back. We've had Tavares. So really, we have had some injury concerns, and we've got through it at the moment. So let's hope it continues, man, because at the moment, things are going well for us.
It is. And does that make you confident for the North London derby now?
No,
Toby's Dare to Do stadium, because look at that stadium. It's not happy hunting ground.
To dare is to do. No, I'm not confident, because we're going into a North London derby that anything can happen. Form goes out the window, as we always say, and they're going to want to beat us because they have to beat us. We're going to want to beat them because obviously it's the first time we've gone to their new stadium, and of course we can clinch Champions League football and knock them out of it. So it's going to be probably one of the biggest.
Are you sure you're going to want to beat us? Because I'm hearing from a lot of your fans that you should just set up to take a point.
Nah, bullshit. Bullshit.
That's what I've heard from.
Yeah, no. I'm hearing it as well. I'm saying, as far as I'm concerned, though, that's bullshit. Because
for me, it's like, if you have the opportunity to kill your opponent there and then, surely you got to go for the kill.
Yeah,
man, we've got to. We can't be going for this. Oh, let's just draw and then win one of the other 2 games. Like, come on, man. Let's actually be serious about this. This is a great opportunity for us. And if you had anybody that you want to play left in this league title, it's got to be the guys that you've got to beat that you're fighting with. So, for me, 18 years ago, it was bigger because we won the league at their ground, not clinched the Champions League place at their ground. But for me, it's got to be one of the biggest North London derbies in a long time. And I'm looking forward to it. But of course, it's like going to the dentist. You just want it over with, man. The nerves are settling in. It's one of those, man. And I feel it will be tough because I see how Tottenham played. And I know we're going to come on to Tottenham in a minute. But I personally was really impressed. I've been impressed the whole time under this manager. I think they've done an absolute madness getting Conte in, one of my favourite managers. Obviously, he's not now because he's gone to that lot up the road, but absolutely, he is absolutely elite. And I was really impressed. So I don't know how they're going to come out against us. I think it's going to be a different game than it was at Liverpool because we're not as class as Liverpool are. But certainly when we look at how important this is, it's massive for both teams, what anybody says.
Yeah, I remember the big games of City versus Tottenham when City had just got the takeover, and Harry Redknapp, I think, was at Tottenham with Crouch and players like that. Yeah. And they're back-to-back games at the Etihad or White Hart Lane, but I think maybe back-to-back seasons they played each other for Champions League football. Big games, man. Big games. And to be honest, for Arsenal and for those players to win at White Hart Lane and to clinch Champions League football that way, it's the best way to do it. It's the best way to do it. It's far more memorable than any other way that you could do it at the end of the season. So it will push everybody's stocks through the roof.
Live it down, honestly. Then, honestly, like, if that happens, if that really happens, Tobs, you better go into hiding because you won't be able to chat to me at all.
Why are you even talking?
I'm just saying.
This has nothing to do with you. Stay over there with your.
No, because I'm just saying. You'll be broken. You're going to be a broken man.
You cannot talk. You put all your eggs into a competition that you've been dumped out of, and you've been pathetic in the league for the most part of the last month. You
Don't
can't
matter.
talk.
If we finish sixth, you finish fifth.
You're
we've had a
fighting
better
with Man
season.
United. You're fighting with Man United for 6th spot. Let the two dogs who are fighting for 4th and 5th talk. Yeah, you stay over there. You stay over there. You stay over there. You stay over there and fight with a battered Man United side for 6th spot. Yeah, we got bigger things. We got bigger things.
Real quick, because I'm gonna break down on with the Spurs thing. But if we finish 6th, you finish 5th. We've had a better season. Case closed. Period. Point blank.
How have you had a better season?
They have.
Because we've had a European Cup run.
Because they've reached the European semi-final, and
we reached the domestic cup semi-final. Now what?
Europe.
Now what? No.
Don't be shameless.
Now what?
Toby, don't be shameless. Don't be shameless, Toby. Don't be shameless, bro. Don't be shameless. The Carabao Cup semi-final is not of the level.
I don't care. They finished below us in the league. They don't win the trophy.
Toby,
they get dumped out of the semi.
Toby, you were in the Conference League. You were in the easier European competition. You were out in the group stage.
Yeah, we were out in the group stage because of our own failures, but also because of the fact that we weren't allowed to reschedule our games.
Oh, Shao, you would have went out anyway, mate. You was getting battered by plumbers and shit. You was getting destroyed.
Listen, if that happens, Toby, I'm sorry. Toby, if that happens, they've had the better season, man. I'm sorry. You guys have got the far superior team as well. You've got Harry Kane. You've got Son.
I can't take
Romero at the back.
Because you're a notorious West Ham dick rider. You are.
I'm not,
yes,
bro. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying how it is, bro. Who's got the better squad, Tottenham or West Ham, to deal with these games?
How does speaking facts make someone a dick rider?
Toby just wants to run agendas on West Ham today.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you better hope you win this game. You better hope you win this game.
You better hope you finish 6th. You better hope you finish 6th.
Yeah, well, I think we will. We got a good chance. We got a good chance of doing so.
Toby, are you still giving the same level of chest for this match in terms of Tottenham are definitely winning this?
Stop asking me these fucking questions, Matisse. You asked me this dumb question.
Bro, I need to be sure.
I've been telling you for 6 months. I believe Spurs are going to win. We're going to win.
Why are you so sure? Why are you so sure? I don't
understand. Why am I so sure? We have to win. And I'm backing my team at home. Why can't I back my team at home to beat Arsenal?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Why are you so sure? You were so sure you were going to win the league. And where are you now? Where are you now?
Bro, I actually wasn't so sure.
You're 1 point ahead of Arsenal.
I said I think we can win it, but I respected.
You're so sure Lukaku's world class. And you're talking to me, oh, why are you so sure? Why are you so sure?
Listen. I'm just checking.
Don't ever try and belittle me. Yeah. Don't ever try and belittle me for backing my team at home in a North London derby. Never do that again in your life. Yeah, I have every reason to believe that we can beat Arsenal at home. I have every reason to think that.
Okay.
I have every reason to think that. If we don't, like Lawless said, if we don't win, I'm mudded. Cool. I'll be rolling in the mud. But until that happens, I'm gonna think we're gonna win the game. I'm not going into that game thinking we're gonna lose it.
Do you know the problem is, Tobs? Yeah, if this was like mid-season, yeah, I would have full confidence in Spurs. Yeah. It's the fact that it's for something.
Yeah,
that I feel.
And we know they got that nature of bottling.
Yes, the Spursiness. That is the problem. Because you're playing for something. This is essentially like a cup final in a way. Yeah, that's your kryptonite. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why didn't we lose it when we were in a similar position 10 years ago for the Champions League in this same fixture? Why didn't we lose it since we're so Spursy? Why didn't we lose it then? Why did we beat Arsenal, then beat Chelsea, and then 2 weeks later go and beat Man City if we're so Spursy?
Even a bloke
a couple years ago when we were going for top 4 again, and we needed to go to Stamford Bridge and win, and we beat Chelsea 3-1. Where was the Spursy then? You only talk about the negatives when we bottle it in semi-finals and whatnot. But when we do good things, you don't talk about that.
Because they're rare.
You don't talk about any of this. You don't talk about any of this. The season where we got top 4 by a point at the expense of Arsenal, and that North London derby that was played back in February or March or whatever. And we were terrible. We were absolutely terrible and deserved to lose that game. And yet we dug out a point out of nowhere. Yeah. And Lloris saved that late penalty. Yeah. Why didn't you call us bottlers there?
I think win your last 3 games and then come and then I will say, Tobs, Well done. You didn't bottle it.
Nah,
I will
but
put my hands up.
I don't have an issue with you thinking that we can't win our last 3 games. I have an issue with you thinking that because there's something on the line right now, that means that Spurs are less likely to beat Arsenal. It's still a North London derby, bro. It's still a North London derby at our ground. You've got a score to settle. We were embarrassed in the reverse fixture. We need to settle a score. And it makes it more important that there's something on the line now. It makes it all the more important. If anything, our players should be ultra motivated.
Do you know what I worry about though? Is that with Arsenal, obviously Arteta's got the nickname Tapas Pulis, all this, that, and the other. He can play defensive. If he comes to your ground and takes those tactics and plays defensively, it kind of nullifies your counter. By the way, let me put out there, I was the one who said that you would get a draw against Liverpool. Remember that.
I said that as well.
Remember that. I convinced you. You weren't.
Matisse,
I had more chest than you had. I had more chest about it.
Matisse,
I don't remember.
I said it on the Big Six on Monday that we.
You did say it on the Big Six, yeah. You did say it.
I've been saying for the long.
You said it on the Big Six where you had to come out swinging because everyone was giving.
No, I didn't. I said it on the. I said it literally. I said it literally on every single platform that I think Spurs are going to get a draw.
Right, but I said it first, yeah. I convinced
No,
you.
when did you say it first? Don't think that you are warping my thoughts. You don't have that power over me. You're a West Ham fan. Stay in your box.
I said it. People laughed. I said it, and
stay in your box, mate. Stay in your box.
Just listen to me. But all I'm saying is that is going to be an issue because Liverpool do play in a way that sort of favours Tottenham. Arsenal do not. Arsenal aren't as gung-ho, high-line type of team. And if Arteta, and we've seen it before, Arteta's done it, when he in the early days when he was like Man City and stuff like that, where he would play super defensive. Yeah, done against Chelsea. Obviously, them teams ever ended up figuring him out, but it worked at first. But if he just goes, you know what, we're going to bide our time, we're going to counter attack. That could frustrate.
That's what's going to be interesting for me as well, because I don't know how either team are going to go for this, if I'm honest with you. And I believe, like my prediction for this one was actually going to be a draw, because I feel like it will cancel each other out. Both teams will be a little bit nervy to go gung ho, and I don't think Tottenham really do go gung ho. The only thing is that this is completely different to the Emirates fixture, not for the fact of how important it is, because they're a completely different team and they've got a different manager. The only good omen for Arsenal is that against Conte, we have a very good record as a football club. So that's the kind of only good kind of omen going into this. And of course, it's a massive game, so anything can happen. It's like form goes out the window. Both teams can win this game. Both teams can make mistakes. Both teams can go away thinking, we've drew, but do you know what? We're both disappointed as one wanted to beat the other. But I make no qualms about it. Both teams want to win this game, not let's just draw it and then just get on to the next one. Both teams want to be going for this because it means so much to both teams in terms of the position of this season, but also, of course, the rivalry. So I'm looking forward to it, but in a way, of course, there's the nerves. I don't know how Tobs is feeling butterflies-wise, but of course I'm always nervous for these games because there's
Spurs have 2 X-Factor type players, though, that Arsenal don't have in Kane and Son. Arsenal don't have any type of player that can just switch something on and make something happen and do something crazy in the middle of the game when you do need to find something. That's the only difference. Them difference makers like that could be the difference between the point and Spurs come in and do it. And we know Harry Kane likes a goal against his boyhood club Arsenal, you know. So
they've got Kane, they've got Son, they've got Kulusevski, they've got Bentancur, they've got Romero, and we've got some injuries. We're playing Eddie up top. We've got no Partey, we've got no Tierney. So it's not ideal for us to go into this fixture. Having said that, I do feel. What's the matter?
I don't care about your injuries. I don't care.
I didn't ask if you cared. I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't mention your injuries, because when you cancelled the game in January, you were more than happy with that. So I couldn't give a flying.
No, I was agreeing with the January thing. I told you I agreed with that, and I thought we should have played it, because then it would have bloody been over by now, and we could have actually just got on with the last few games of the season, and then got top 4.
Yeah.
So it's actually fucked us over. So I'm not for it at all. So yeah, I'm with Tobes on that one. But listen, in all seriousness, this is going to be tough. Sorry, Matisse, and this can go either way. But of course, Newcastle and Everton, we have to drop points there for Tottenham to get this, and I'm praying that does not happen, so that it can be a little bit less on what
I
happens
don't
on
think
Thursday
you'll beat
night.
Newcastle. I really
Same.
don't think you'll beat Newcastle.
I think, put it this way, I think
In their last home game of the season as well.
I think if
Tottenham
it depends
win.
on the result on Thursday, really and truly, but like
Which
if Spurs
doesn't depend because you're going to win. So move on.
yeah, we are going to win. But what I'm saying is, if we don't win,
Yeah.
that makes that fixture way more comfortable for Arsenal. But what I'm saying is, if and when we do win,
Yeah. There you go.
we play before them. We play on the Sunday. If we then beat Burnley,
Yeah.
we are in the top 4.
Yeah.
So not only have we beaten them at our ground, we then won the next game. We're in the top 4 by 2 points, and they have to go away Monday night kickoff under the lights away to Newcastle, who have been one of the most informed teams in 2022.
Yeah.
Callum Wilson's back.
Arsenal
St.
don't like
Maximin
Monday
quit.
nights as well.
Kieran Trippier is back.
Still, are Burnley not a bogey team for you, Al? I don't know
Burnley
why.
are
Not
fighting
at home,
relegation. Burnley are fighting relegation.
Not at home. They've been flogged the last couple of times.
Do you not worry about Burnley in the fact that they're fighting relegation? That they
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not. Burnley's not going to be a walkover, but I expect Spurs to get 3 points in that game. I think that'll be a downright shambles if we can't beat Burnley at home. I'm sorry.
Burnley are one of them.
If you
teams,
beat Arsenal and then lose to Burnley,
it would be so.
It would be typical. It would be typical Spurs. It would be typical Tottenham. Literally.
I don't think you will. I think you'll beat Burnley, and I think you'll beat Norwich. So obviously we have to beat you. But if we don't beat you, then obviously we have to not drop points to Newcastle and Everton, which is difficult, very difficult. So it ain't all over yet, man. There's twists and turns as always in the Premier League season.
Up form now,
I mean, Arsenal's hope will be that Everton are safe by the time they play them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which could be the case.
Still, do you know what the problem is? Yeah, sometimes those teams that aren't playing for nothing, you hope they just come in with their flip flops on, but they sometimes like to play spoiler and just turn you. You think, what are you doing? Like, you ain't got nothing in this, and you're just there to ruin the party. Like, sometimes
but I'd rather play them potential flip flop than the teams that really need something. Like we got Leeds.
Yeah,
Chelsea got Leeds on Wednesday, and I'm shitting it because Ellen Road, it's a must win for them. And we've just once again fumbled the bag against a team in Wolves that are really not playing for anything. But like you said, they're here to spoil the party. That's exactly what they've done. But it's really down to ourselves.
Burnley playing midweek. Surely they got a game in hand, right? They are. They must do.
I think so. Yeah.
They must do.
Burnley are really amongst it. I mean, they're level. Both of those teams are level on points. It's goal difference. But
I can't predict
this
either,
is
man.
shocking.
This relegation is so tough.
Leeds' goal difference is horrendous. Burnley have Aston Villa on Thursday, same time as the. Well, no, sorry, they've got.
No,
they've got Tottenham. No, they don't play. They've got Tottenham away, then they got Aston Villa next Thursday, then they got Newcastle at home.
So why is their game on fucking next Thursday instead of this Thursday?
I have no idea. Very strange. But yeah,
Doesn't matter.
We're coming
no
to
excuses. We have to beat Burnley at home. No excuses.
We are coming to the end of the season, man. Stressful times.
Yeah, that's what I mean. All got something to play for. Well, I don't know. Chelsea at the moment, you just want to try and hold on to third.
We just need to beat Leeds.
Out of there.
If we beat Leeds, then we'll be fine. But
yeah, you can't fall out of the top 4, though, innit? Like Spurs can't finish above you. Mathematically impossible.
No, we can still finish outside the top 4. We haven't secured top 4 yet. Tottenham are currently 5 points behind us. Arsenal are 1 point behind us. But there's 3 games left. If we beat Leeds, if we beat Leeds and Arsenal beat Tottenham, then it's done.
Oh my god! Imagine you don't finish top 4.
That would be so sweet.
My god!
So wow,
that's not gonna happen, man. That's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. But
if that happened, I wouldn't know. I would not know where to run. I would not know where to run.
The FA Cup wouldn't even save you. You would be.
I wouldn't know where to run.
You would be mad.
Matisse, will you be Tuchel out if you don't get top 4?
I don't even make me
uncomfortable questions.
Don't
bro.
even make me even have to consider that. I will be Chelsea out. Everybody can leave.
Yeah, honestly,
everybody can leave.
You've been terrible, man. You've been absolutely diabolical. Every time I watch Chelsea, so every time I want them to do me a favor, like they don't. I want them to beat Arsenal. They don't beat Arsenal. You know, I wanted them to beat Everton, so Everton go down. Don't beat Everton. Needed them to beat Wolves, so Wolves are out of the whole race with us and top 6 and that, and they don't beat Wolves. Or, you know, every time, and they just give these points away like the charity.
Yeah. No,
Just
we are,
what
we are
actually,
literally charity
like,
FC right now. That's what we are.
What actually has happened though, Matisse? Because like banter aside, like it's been poor, mate. Like so poor. So why has it been so bad, mate? Is it like the politics off the pitch or what?
It's a lot. There's a lot. I'm here. I'm ready to say, and people are gonna bring out the violins, but I'm ready to say we've had just as many issues this season as Liverpool had last season, if not more.
No,
Everybody spoke about injury crisis for Liverpool, but if you take into consideration every single issue that Chelsea have had and the variety of issues, for me, we've had just as many problems. But even still, we shouldn't be in this position. It's embarrassing.
You've not had enough. You've not had as many issues as Liverpool.
Yes, we have.
No, you haven't. No,
we
you
have.
No, you fucking haven't. No,
We
you
have.
All
Liverpool had was an injury crisis at centre back in one position. We've had injuries
at centre back. They had their midfield injured. They had attackers.
No, they didn't have their midfield. They
Yes, they did. Yes, they did have midfielders.
They moved their midfielders into centre back.
They had like
who was injured? Who was injured in midfield?
I'm to get the list for you. Don't ever
please
compare.
get the list.
Chelsea have had injury issues this season, but don't compare.
Chelsea have had injuries.
Stop trying to hide behind.
They've had a whole heap of issues. Chelsea have had more issues for me than Liverpool had in that season.
You can't say COVID though. You can't say because we've all had.
But you all got your games cancelled. We didn't.
We only had like one or
whether you had 1, 2, 3, I don't mind, but you had games cancelled. Chelsea at no point got any game cancelled. So
that's your business, isn't it?
Yeah, it's our business. Hence why we're dealing with our business. What's that mean?
I think, do you know what it was with Liverpool though, Matisse? Like Liverpool had both their centre backs out. The reason they had their midfield out is because their midfield was bloody playing centre back.
That's what
Remember
I'm saying.
Remember they had Fabinho and Henderson at the back.
I'm more than aware of that, but the sympathy that is given to Liverpool for missing their centre backs, no, that same sympathy is not given to Chelsea for missing both their fullbacks. If it's the same thing, and their midfield. There was a time where Chelsea had no Reece James, no Chilwell, no Jorginho, no Kante, no Kova, and some forwards missing at the same time as well with COVID. So we've had just as many issues injury-wise, huh?
You know. Fullbacks are key to Chelsea as well.
It's key. It's critical. So when people talk to me about Liverpool's crisis last season, Chelsea have had more issues this season than Liverpool have had because we're just talking about injuries. I'm not even talking about ownership. I'm not even talking about player unrest. I'm not talking about players running out of contract like the whole defense, and then now they're all butchering it at the end of the season. Liverpool didn't have any of these issues. So Chelsea have had
there's something more than that, though, Matisse. Like there's something more than injuries lately. It looks to me as
it's not injuries now. It's just, bro. Players are checked out. Half the back line's on its way to Barcelona.
That's what I'm doing.
It's just a joke. Rudiger's going. True. That's been signed off today by David Oynson.
Where's he going? Real Madrid.
He's going Real Madrid. Yeah. Christensen's going Barcelona. Azpilicueta's going Barcelona.
That fraud.
Alonso's about to go to Barcelona after calling Tuchel a motherfucker in Spanish at halftime and getting dragged off against Wolves and replaced by Saul Niguez. So the whole defense right now is just moving nuts. That's why Alonso was hooked against Wolves at halftime because he had an argument with Tuchel.
He needs to go though, man. He
does need to go. I've been saying it for years. Chelsea fan base have been lapped up by Alonso's moments, his free kicks, his goals against Tottenham. He is not good enough to start for Chelsea consistently. And every single manager that's managed him since that Conte title win, which he's living off, has agreed. Sarri ended up dropping him for Emerson. That's why Emerson played against Arsenal in Baku, and he played the last 4 games in the Europa League. Alonso didn't touch the pitch then. Lampard then signed Chilwell, and even in Lampard's first season, he was playing Azpilicueta at left back sometimes. Then Chilwell comes in, he's benched again. And then Tuchel, again, he uses him at times. He used him at the start of his tenure, and then he realized, oh shit, Chilwell's better. Then he uses Chilwell. Same this season, Chilwell's injured. Then he brings back Chilwell again, and then Chilwell gets. So it's just a merry-go-round of Alonso just being inconsistent. And like Lawless said, he can go forward, but he can't defend, and we deserve someone who can do both. It's as simple as that. And the whole reason that argument started is because Alonso gave the ball away in midfield. And then as he was meant to be tracking back to defend, Tuchel started screaming at him. And then that's where it started. So the guy is extremely, although he can do great things with his free kicks and his goals and whatnot, he's not I want to get to a point in football where the defenders defend and the attackers attack. And then maybe when we get back to some sort of normality in our team, we might actually be a proper football team now. So it's nuts, man. We've got attackers
after what Alonso did against Everton, he should never ever be raising his voice to Tuchel, ever. He shouldn't even be able to look him in the eye after what he did there, because the guy that was just disgraceful. So how can he sit there and call him a motherfucker when you literally cost your team the game with that foolishness? That was
inflated ego. Under Sarri, he was called the best left back in Europe and given a 5-year deal, and that's the beginning of the end, because he's not even a left back; he's a left wing back. So he can't be the best left back in Europe when he's not a left back in the first place, and that's just the start of it. So a whole heap of issues, and I'm seeing Tchouaméni potentially going to Liverpool. Haaland's just gone to City. That's how I'm wrapping up the show. Is talking about these two clubs. If Tchouaméni goes to Liverpool, that's my number one target for DM.
You've been dick riding this guy for years
because he's brilliant, and now you're starting to see. Now you're starting to see.
Yeah. And I've to be honest, I've not really watched much of it. I've only read about him.
No, likewise.
He sounds really good, but what I'm saying is you've been dick riding this guy for the longest, and I'm glad that it's Liverpool that are in pole position to sign him, not you.
Dicks and poles, Toby. God Lord. This guy on Big Six, he wished Haaland well at City. This is the losers mentality we're bringing to the Premier League right now.
No, I said I wish he does well from an individual.
Why are you wishing rivals?
No,
well?
I said I hope he does well because I like Haaland.
If he does well, we don't see the Premier League ever again in our lives.
Whoa, Matisse. What are you talking about? He's never seen the Prem. He's never seen the Prem. When is he seeing the Prem? That's not a rival to him.
It's got to that point.
What have you seen?
I don't put West Ham in that category like you lot do.
I don't put Spurs in that category. What are you talking about? Spurs. What have you seen? The Championship. Allow it, man.
Yeah, but listen.
Sorry, you don't even win the Championship. It's playoffs for you, isn't it?
Yeah, do you know why? Because we like to do things that way. We like to go to
playoffs. No. You're not good enough to win the Championship, so you do it playoffs.
You would never win a playoff. You would never in your life.
You wouldn't need to because you wouldn't get relegated. What kind of nonsense?
One day, honestly.
What kind of brag is that? Oh, you would never win the playoffs. Well, I don't want to win it.
One day, I'm telling you.
By the grace
of God.
What a nonsensical
God saved your club, yeah? West Ham is a nonsensical
thing to say. Harry Redknapp came in and had a great effect on our club.
When you was in a relegation,
Spurs were not going to get relegated. It was 8 games, bro.
Don't matter. The writing was on the wall. You was never turning that around,
bro. You're talking nonsense.
You was never turning that around.
It was literally 8 games.
West Ham made a Redknapp.
You're actually crazy. You're proper crazy. I've deeped it. You're a lunatic. You would have
got relegated. You were so bad.
You got to be a lunatic. I'm sorry. You got to be a lunatic.
He gave you Champions League football. We gave you everything. Yeah, you probably would have.
You gave us. Honestly. You gave us. You're crazy,
you wouldn't be a football fan right now if it wasn't for a West Ham man. That's what I'm saying. You probably would have went on to F1 or something like that.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. So, but listen, West Ham fans, yeah, okay, we got relegated. We turned up in numbers, yeah, because that's what we do.
Who cares? I don't care. Why are we even talking about your Championship exploits?
Well, you brought it up.
I didn't.
I'm just saying.
You said I didn't bring it up. You said that why do Spurs can put themselves in Chelsea's class? I said no, we don't. No, we don't. And then you started talking about all the shit that you've done. I said, what have you done? What playoffs in the fucking Championship?
I never brought us up. You said, oh, like West Ham. The only thing you always like to bring up is the Championship. So
yeah. Why are you talking about Spurs? Focus on you, bro. Focus on trying to get automatic.
I had to correct Matisse because Matisse called Tottenham rivals to Man City, and I said no. Because he said we're never going to see a Premier League if Haaland goes there. It's like no, Tottenham, we're never going to see a Premier League anyway. Why are we? I'm just correcting Matisse. I didn't even mention your name. Never even mentioned you.
Fair enough.
You come for me like that. What's that about?
What's everybody's thoughts actually on that big blockbuster move? And actually, it's funny because I think the Ferran Torres deal is actually ended up funding the transfer fee for Haaland. It's roundabout similar.
That's nuts, man. Listen, I think they're going to be dominating the Premier League for a long time. I think he's this good. I think this kid is the best in his position in the world. I would say that. I think he's got unbelievable amount of potential as well.
He's the best in the world. In his position.
I would say so. Better than Benzema?
No, I think Haaland, if you was to give me one number 9, I'd take Haaland over Benzema.
Yeah, of course you would. Haaland is younger, but he's not better. He's not better than Haaland.
He's the best. He's the best one.
I think
the best signing you could make in that position.
Yeah, that's what I'm meaning. That's what I'm meaning. So I think when you look at
that or Mbappe.
Yeah, I think Mbappe's more left forward though, isn't he? So obviously you're looking at
But he can play through the
Haaland being
middle, though.
centre down. He can play through the middle, but I think if I was to have one, I'd probably have him left and Haaland through the middle. So I think when you look at Haaland, what he can do at Man City, it's scary, man. It's a scary signing, and
he stays fit.
you know, yeah, if he stays fit and people say, you know, different league, I think he'll be fine. Trust me, unfortunately. And it's bad news, not that we're going for a title anyway, but like you say, Matisse, for yourselves and Liverpool, it's going to be very difficult now because Manchester City are already class. To add that to them, it's killer, man. It's good news for Spurs as well because Kane's not going there now. So I actually think Harry Kane will probably stay, if I'm honest, because they chained him to a radiator. So he can't go.
I don't know why they don't do a swap deal with Lukaku, man. For
Please, on God.
Do that.
Please.
Lukaku's obviously Conte's boy.
Why the fuck would you do that?
What do you mean, why would we do that? Because Lukaku was a success under Conte. So
why would we swap an inferior striker for Harry Kane?
Because Kane don't want to be there.
Please.
Is he playing like he doesn't want to be there right now?
Well, because that's what's called being a professional footballer and playing for your massive contract that you sign.
And for starters, Lukaku is on these days still a quality striker. I'll maintain that. So I wouldn't even mind Lukaku at Spurs, but I'm not swapping Harry Kane for Lukaku.
Well, not straight for straight. Obviously, plus money, innit? Plus some money.
No.
On top.
Yeah, I think he's staying there. I think he's staying.
It'll have to be a 80 M's plus Lukaku.
80 M's plus Lukaku? No.
Man said 80 M's.
Yeah. Harry Kane is twice the striker Lukaku is.
I don't disagree, but bloody hell, can you inject him with something to keep him fit for the whole season then? Because that's a lot of money.
He's been fit this entire season.
Yeah, because he spent the first third of the season walking. So
do you think he'll stay? Do you think he'll stay now, Tobs? Because I do. I think he'll stay.
I don't know. I think with Harry Kane,
who would buy him?
If Liverpool lose, say Salah or Mane, I know they're wingers, but still, you could spend that money then if you sell those players and get Kane, and then try and build that system around Kane. Like you have those two wingers either side, Kane through the middle.
See, I don't see that. The only place, if he's still abroad, the only team I can see him in the Prem going to is Chelsea or United, and I don't think he'd go United. I don't see the point of going to United. Who the hell would want to go there? He
will not come to Chelsea. Daniel Levy does not do business.
Yeah, I agree.
With Chelsea. He does not do business with Chelsea, and I don't think he'll be doing any business with Arsenal ever again. So after that whole Sol Campbell thing,
that's why I think he'll stay. Yeah, I think he'll stay, man.
It's going to be a question if Conte stays. That's the big question. Is Conte going to stay?
I think Conte will stay. But they will have to bring out the money. They will have to bring out the war chest, money in the bank. That's what.
Which we know Levy doesn't do. We know Levy doesn't do that.
Who was it that said, I don't even want to say how much we need because it's like so much that we need, so many players. Was it Conte?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we do need quite a few players. Yeah,
he was like, I don't even want to give Daniel Levy the list because it's a long list or something.
Do you reckon Levy will back him, Tobs? I don't. Do you? Do you think he will?
I don't have confidence in him backing him, but we'll see. Let's see. Time will tell.
It depends on Champions League football. I think for both of you, for how much money you spend is based on Champions League football. If you get Champions League football, I think you'll spend more, and if you don't, then you might be a bit restricted. We'll see what happens, but. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. I think when it comes down to Conte, he's one moment away from snapping. He looked like he was going to walk out after the result against was it Brighton or was it Burnley? He looked like he was going to walk away.
Yeah, Burnley,
he just don't give you that feeling of a long-term manager, does he? Like,
but
he never is. He never is, though, is he?
Long-term manager, though.
Yeah.
What's the ceiling with Conte, Toby?
What do you mean?
What's the ceiling like before he leaves? Before he snaps?
What?
What do you hope to get out of this at maximum? Because it's not going to be
back him and see if he can get us back in Champions League and win us a trophy, man. The guy's a winner. The guy's a winner. It'll be an indictment. Sorry, Dan. It'll be an indictment if you have a manager like Antonio Conte and we don't give him the necessary resources to actually do what he does best, which is win.
But do you think he might not be there long enough to win because he is a short-term manager? So say they back him, say they give him 150 mil in the summer, yeah. He spends all that money. It gets you back in Champions League, next, whether you're there this season or not, but he gets you in Champions League next season. And then he leaves. Then all of a sudden, you've got a new manager who's got 150 mil worth of talent of another manager's players, then wants to bring in his own players. Now you've got to clear out these other players that maybe they don't want from the old reign. And then you're starting.
I would hope if we were to give him the heavy backing that he needs in the summer, we could win a trophy next season. Get Champions League and try and win
You
a
have
trophy
to.
next season.
You have to, man. This
Why
has
does it
got
have
to
to wait
work.
until the season after? It's
This
now.
has got-
We've got to do it now. Yeah,
You think
go
you
on,
can just
go on.
bring in a load of new players though, and then just be like, we're ready for a trophy? Like that's going to take time for that.
But it's got
team to gel.
the thing is though, Lawless, Conte can do that because Conte's proved he can do that. Like with Inter Milan, he brought like ridiculous amount of players in and won the league. Like that's just what he does. But Tottenham have to back this guy and have to do it because they've tried everything else. They've tried with Poch, didn't get a trophy. They tried with Mourinho, sacked the guy the day before the trophy, the final to get a trophy. They've not managed to do it. They have to back this guy because he will win them something. He will. He's a serial winner. So you can't get this guy in for 18 months and go, no, we haven't got any funds to get any players in. Look at what he's done so far, right, Conte? Let's be real, yeah? I can't stand Tottenham, but actually, let's be real. 2022... Kane and Son are now firing. They weren't at the start of the season under Nuno. That's to do with Conte. I don't care what anybody says. Then you look at who he has brought into the club. He's brought in Kulusevski and he's brought in Bentancur. They have been two of their better players in 2022. Am I right, Tobs? Two of your better players.
Yes.
Right? Two players that he brought in. He has managed to somehow get fullbacks like Ben Davis, Matt Doherty, who's now injured, and Emerson Royale scoring goals. And also he's brought in Romero, who for me, as I didn't know much about because of his injuries, has been a brilliant centre half.
We had Romero before. We had Romero before.
No. I know we didn't sign him, but he's basically been fit most of the time. Conte's been there and he's been playing well. So those 5 players have probably been your better player. That's massively to do with Conte. That's not just, they're obviously good players, but you have to get the best out of them. So I'm worried about Antonio Conte if he was there for a few seasons. I don't think he's going to be there long enough, in my opinion, to give you a chance of anything more than perhaps one trophy. But of course, Tottenham, that's what you want. That's what you need. Champions League football and a trophy would be great for Tottenham. So it has to work under Conte now. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, you've tried everything else. You've tried a young manager. You've tried a proven winner over the years in Mourinho. Now you've gone for the elite manager. If it doesn't work with him, then I don't know where Tottenham go. I really don't.
This is the thing. If it doesn't work with him, I don't know where Tottenham go either, because you don't get better than him. And on top of that as well, I think it will send a message to other top managers that Tottenham are not really serious about going to that next level, because they've seen the proof in the pudding.
They'd have to try with Graham Potter, probably, isn't it? Like
I think so.
Potter. That would be the next step to give that. Go back to the young up and coming manager, like they did with Poch. Poch gave them their closest thing to success. So maybe go back to that if Conte don't work out. That's the only thing I can think.
Yeah. But listen, we've come towards the end. The North London derby is on Thursday. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a big game, and somebody ain't going to be too happy on next week's show for sure, unless it ends in a draw, which is probably the likelihood. I'm not going to lie. These big games always tend to end up in a draw.
Are you going to do a watch along on your Twitch?
I will be doing a watch along for sure, 100%. I'm going to enjoy. Toby, you're going to the game, are you?
Of course.
Dan Potts, you going to the game? Damn,
I am, mate.
You're there, yes. I'll see you afterwards.
Look out for the curb jumpers and the coin throwers there.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's long. If Arsenal win, then I don't think they'll let you out of that stadium for a good half of an hour to an hour. I think, probably clear.
Yeah, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be long, man. It's either gonna. I don't even want to talk about it, man. My nerves are too much for it. But it's gonna be interesting, boys. Very interesting.
100%. Well, listen, Toby, let them know where to find you, bro. Pleasure as always. Been a great show.
Tap in Tobs, man. Tap in Tobs, mate. Tap in Tobs.
Okay. And Lawless, listen, bro. Welcome back to the Premier League. Yeah. But it's a lovely run. It was a lovely run. And we was rooting for you just so we could see Toby cry, but it didn't happen in the end.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Where can they find you?
Cry like after each fixture, so we got
no tears from me. Just smiles. I was delighted.
To be fair, I wasn't rooting for West Ham to win it, but it would have been funny just to see Tobs. But I didn't want West Ham to win, man. No
Thank
way.
you, Dan. Real one, real G.
Look at this.
You're not a dicky. You're like,
did I not say that though to you, Lawless? Did I not say that I didn't want you to win it, but I said you had a chance? I didn't want you to win it. I said you had a chance. Though.
I know.
But of course, an Arsenal fan and a Tottenham fan wouldn't want West Ham to win it, because then they would have a European trophy and you guys wouldn't. I'm not a hater, because we've already achieved things, so it's all good. Big up.
Yeah. There is that. But like I said, we went about our European campaign respectably, honorably. We unlike some teams here this season. So we can hold our heads up. That's all I'm gonna say. So next season we do it all again. Hopefully, if we can get back into there. But yes, man, Premier League, it's all the focus on that. That's for sure.
Okay. Listen, it's only one game left for Man United, so you guys better do your work, man. If you do beat Man City, you've just put the title race back on as well, so it's big. It ain't no joke.
Oh, they got Man City.
They got Man City
At London
home.
Stadium.
Yeah.
When is that?
Sunday. Next Sunday.
Title race is not quite
ever
over.
home game.
Take a point. Take a point, Lawless, innit? Take a point.
Now, if you beat them, then and City and then Liverpool go level on points on goal difference, and then you guys actually then have.
We're gonna do it for Noble. I'm telling you, we're doing it for Noble. It will be like the last game at Upton Park where we smashed Man United.
This forced Noble hype, man.
Honestly, listen, you
love him. You love Noble. You fans love him.
Like no player like that who oozes Tottenham, who bleeds white, who will stay for your club through thick and thin, who loves the club. Like no one loves Tottenham, even their own players. Yeah, so you wouldn't know what it's like to have a player. Harry Kane's an Arsenal fan who's been trying to leave your club for years.
He's been trying to leave our club for years. So why hasn't he then?
Because he's on a big.
Because
you're asking too much for him.
Last summer was the first time he actually pushed for a move at 27 years old. But he's trying to leave us for ages apparently. Listen, Mark Noble was actually in his pomp a decent. In fact, at his best, he was a good player. Yeah, he served West Ham well, but he is strictly a West Ham legend. He is barely a footnote when it comes to the Premier League midfielders.
No. But like you, the problem is you look at the wrong things. And we're obsessed with trophies. We're obsessed with.
I didn't mention trophies.
Well, I'm just saying.
When we look back in 20, 30 years time, Mark Noble won't even be mentioned apart from West Ham fans. We'll remember him. Non-casual Premier League fans will remember Mark Noble and say, he served West Ham well.
He goes into like that Scott Parker group, you know,
one club man.
I think Scott Parker's a bit more memorable than Mark Noble. Scott Parker won Football Writers.
You know, I just say he goes into like the Kevin Nolan group. You know that group.
Yeah,
you know? He's above them. He's above all of them.
How is he? Kevin Nolan was legendary. How is he? Kevin Nolan was a good player. That's not this. Kevin Nolan did well for West Ham as well.
I know he did well. He was a good captain. Mark Noble learned.
Where would you like to rank Mark Noble in
that's what I was going to ask, man.
He can only go so high. It's like you guys want to put him on this mad pedestal.
Absolutely crazy.
You want to put him
and you see what I mean?
What do you want us to do?
You see what I mean about these type of West Ham fans? Because he puts West Ham fans to shame.
No, but I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying he's like.
Can I ask where does he rank, bro? Just give us your answer. What group of midfield would you put him in?
I'm saying he's in a special tier because he's a one club man. He's done it for West Ham. He's captained the side. He's been with us through thick and thin. He's dragged us through games at times. And look, you got to respect that. You got to respect a player that has.
It's respectable. But where does he rank in the Premier League, bro?
I'm saying he's in a special tier. He's in like lifetime achievement. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so maybe he's not going to win the Oscar or something, but he's, you give him a special thing just for being who he is and what he has brought. And you will never see that again.
Award.
We will never, ever, ever see anyone do that again. All right, over 16 years at one club, we'll never see that again. Wow. So we should all be crying tears. Where you should all be there. Tears, okay. Yeah, it's crying when he leaves because it's an.
I reckon I'll hold myself together, but you enjoy it, Lawless.
It's the end of an era. Like it's the end of an era. That's what I'm saying for the Prem. We have to you should all mourn that. You know what I mean? So Nobes.
Oh, wow.
What a guy. What a guy. So.
Well,
it's going to be tough,
it would have been is this his last season? Because it would have been a wonderful end for him to lift that Europa League, man.
I know. That's what makes it even more sickening that Cresswell robbed him of that. Like, seeing Nobes lift
nothing to do with Frankfurt actually winning both ties. It was Cresswell that robbed him.
Well, yeah, because
deluded bunch these lot are.
How is that deluded? How is that deluded? We were the in that game, we were dominating until Cresswell got sent off.
When did he get sent off? It was 10 minutes. Like, you were dominating. Shut up, man.
10 minutes is 18 minutes.
Allow it, bro.
18.
Allow it, Dan.
18.
Allow it, Dan,
Revisionist
man.
history.
Please. They won both legs fair and square, and you're talking about Cresswell's the reason why you didn't win that tie.
Look at this, Matisse. We said bye, what, 20 minutes ago?
We said bye, bro. This is why I love these two, because they just be going off,
man,
and I'm just looking.
You know what it is? Lawless loves talking rubbish. He does. And even the other day, the other week as well, he was even fighting with his own fans. He's like, oh, why ain't anyone as angry as I am with Cresswell? He's dead to me. And yet,
I never said that.
Come end the season, he's probably going to be waving off Cresswell on the lap of honor.
No, listen, I'm going to do that thing where I'll be waving at all the other players, and he'll walk around. And I'll just put my hand down. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to abuse him or anything like that. But I can't. Do you know what I mean? Like it's sore. I feel betrayed. Even though he didn't do it on purpose, but it just hurts, man. I still ain't gotten over 06 FA Cup final. People think I'm going to get over this. You know what I mean? So it's just how it is.
That.
What?
Oh, the Gerrard screamer.
The Gerrard
Deserve
screamer.
to lose what?
I didn't stutter.
What, the 06 final?
Yeah.
We deserve to win that game.
No, you deserve
to win that.
You lost fair and square.
Yeah, I'm not saying there was any cheating, but what? They got a lucky goal from Gerrard, right?
Lucky goal.
These guys.
The guy scored a gazillion screamers.
These
and
guys,
right,
they will have their own show one day.
You're crazy. You're absolutely insane. They need their own. You see what this guy? You see how deluded
radio
this guy
show.
is?
I'm telling you.
Lucky goal.
These two on a radio show, it would be
mental.
lit. I'm telling
mental.
you.
Steven Gerrard hits those in his sleep. But it's
yeah, but it dropped to him luckily, like the way it dropped to him and that.
Pots, did I let you announce your
I can't even remember, bro. But no, listen,
I'm coming to you from now on first for the intros and the outros, because you just be getting left to the end like 5, 10, 20 minutes.
Man, I'm cool. It's calm, trust. It's calm. But thank you. Always a pleasure, you three, man. It's if you want to follow me, it's at DanArsenal87 on all platforms. I'll head over to Lee Judges TV. Me and Lee run a channel together, and we're on tonight at 9:30 live. If anyone fancies talking for the Arsenal fans, so head over. Thanks, Matisse.
Pleasure. Listen, guys, make sure you smash up the icons. Let us know what you think in the comments down below of all of West Ham's history, from the Championship to the FA Cup defeat against Liverpool to the Europa League. Everything.
And your Mark Noble memories. Give us your biggest Mark Noble memories.
Yeah, Mark Noble memories. I know there's gonna be fuck all in the comment section on that one, but I want to see if they know. What are the memorable Mark Noble moments? Let us know in the comments down below.
But the most memorable one for me was when they brought him on to score a penalty and he missed in the last minute.
Don't even. That pissed me off. Listen,
that was so annoying, wasn't it? Anyway,
make sure you guys subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. In a bit, people. Peace.